Hey everyone, here's another Corona lesson series video. For today's video, we are going to be doing an activity, something that we often do at our environmental education programs. We are going to be making a water filter out of materials that you might find during camping or hiking. So the materials you're going to need, just a small plastic bottle with the bottom cut off. A few small thin layers of cloth. We've used a bandana. Some about quarter size rocks. A couple handfuls of gravel size rocks. Some charcoal that has been broken down into pieces. And if you have it available, you could use some sand, but that's sort of optional. So for the first step, you'll just stuff some cloth in the bottom there to act as sort of a stopper. For the next step, you're going to layer your rocks. So the first layer is going to be your quarter-size rocks. And the next layer will be your gravel. And if you have it available, your third layer would be sand. So as you can see, I have my large rocks and then my gravel. So the next step is to isolate your charcoal, because the active ingredient in charcoal is carbon. So the carbon will help to kind of filter out any microbacteria or particulates that are in the water. So I've isolated my carbon. The next step is to just reverse your layers all the way up to the top. So if you had sand, it would be sand, gravel, rocks. In our case, it's just gonna be gravel, rocks. So here's the completed product. Again, it has the big rocks, gravel, cloth, charcoal cloth, gravel, big rocks. The reason we have set it up like this is because it resembles the layers of the Earth's crust. And that acts as a natural filter for the water that we drink today. So for example, the big rocks represent the topsoil. So it catches a few things, filters out a few things, but not very much. It's pretty permeable, meaning water can go through it. So water goes to the topsoil. Then comes a layer of mud, which is a little less permeable. And it catches a few more things, but some particles still get through. Then it goes through, if you had a layer of sand, the sand would represent the clay that is made from earth. A little more impermeable is the clay, and it stays a little tighter together, getting more particles out, till it eventually goes down into the very bottom, which is represented by the charcoal, which is a layer of bedrock, which is completely impermeable. Water doesn't break through it. It releases all of the carbon that helps to filter out the microbacteria in the water through heat in the earth. And then through capillary action, it goes back up through those layers, so sand, gravel, rocks again, and shoots out of the ground as a freshwater source. So once you have your filter built, as you can see here, I have a pretty murky glass of water. It's got some leaves and sediment and mud all up in it. So what you'll do is you'll hold your filter over an empty glass, and you will just simply dump the water in and let it filter through. Now, this process can take a little while for all the water to come through. So you might want to give it a minute. And once it begins to run through, you might want to filter it another 2, 3, 4 times before it's completely clear all the way, because as the water is added through, it begins to compact the layers, so it filters a little better as time goes on. And then we're going to kind of take a look in a minute and see where we're at. And as you can see, this is one time through. We're going through, and it's coming out pretty clear at the moment. So we're going to run it through a second time, and then we'll see where we're at. So we've ran it through a second time, and as you can see, it's pretty clear. Pretty clear. Now, we have used purified water from our tap, but of course, if you use any creek or river water, you'll need to boil it first. But straight from here, remember how murky it was in the beginning? Now you could probably drink it. And that does it for this video. I hope you all enjoy making your water filters at home. And if you want to learn any more about our greatest and most powerful water filter we have, Earth, please go do some research.